everyone. This is Lisa and Nancy, and today we are out in the garden overlooking a beautiful pool, and we're in the garden of Azalea Inn. It's a beautiful bed and breakfast in the heart of Savannah-Georgia. And we've got Teresa here, the owner. Teresa, now you and your husband have been running this for basically 16 years, coming up like now.
In a couple of days, we'll begin our 16th year here in Savannah and running this B&B.
Have you ever thought that you would be a B&B owner, an innkeeper?
No, it was never an aspiration or a dream. I grew up in a big family, and so I'm used to having people around. I'm used to having lots of conversations. I love to cook.
Well,
and this opportunity came up when I was visiting my son, who went to the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Oh, okay. It's the SCAD that we see
SCAD,
there.
yes.
SCAD.
Yes.
Is that the SCAD you're into?
Look out for the scads.
This is what happens when we talk. I know we're supposed to. Like, I
don't know how to follow that.
I don't know either.
What's the follow up to that?
Well, that was because yesterday we drove into town and we checked in, and Jordan took us around just a beautiful, beautiful historic bed and breakfast, and showed us the different rooms, the suites, the new ones that you're working on too. And then we needed to get to Forsyth Park as soon as we could, because the light was perfect. Beautiful park. I mean, everything iconic about Savannah, like the trees and the Spanish moss, but everywhere we looked on our way back, walking back, was SCAD, and so that's why we're off track with the SCADs.
Got it. Yeah. And because we live here, we tend to say SCAD all the time without translating for people what that means.
So this is pretty much an educational hub too, it seems like.
It really is. Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, is one of the top 10 art schools in the world.
Oh, wow.
And they could not have chosen a better canvas for their growth. You're welcome.
Alrighty then. This isn't even wine time. I feel like we're doing good.
Yeah.
What's in that banana pancake?
I don't know. Not telling.
Oh, no, that was, now Noel made banana pancakes this morning with sausage, and then he made art out of fruit. And Nancy ate her fruit. I am super impressed, right?
It was very artistic.
No, he made a watermelon flower with honeydew, and we had kiwis and mango.
And cantaloupe and mango.
Oh my gosh, it was really good. Really good. So he said that on Saturday mornings, you have like an omelet thing going on.
We do an omelet bar out here in the backyard.
Right where we are right now.
Right where we are now.
Cool.
We set up over here.
I know, we're not leaving.
Okay. We can make that happen.
I know.
Yeah, we've been doing it every other Saturday, and it was to give people an opportunity to see each other, but not have to be programmed to a certain time. With what we're doing right now, it's important that we maintain distances for our guests when they come in. Which means they're limited to certain times to sit down and have their breakfast so we can maintain that social distance. But when we do the backyard omelet bar, we have tables all over the back that allow the guests to sit and be socially distanced, not have to wear their mask, and see people.
Yeah. And we can go, oi, you over there.
Oi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we throw peanuts at each other? I mean,
only if you dig them all out of the pool.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No. But that's a beautiful pool too.
Yes, it is.
I love the setting. It just seems like you could grow anything here. You've got all the beautiful hibiscus, and I mean, look at all the flowers and
we do. We have a morning glory. We have angel wing begonias in the next yard. We have, that's where we grow a lot of our herbs. We have basil and thyme and mint and dill all growing over there. And the climate is pretty perfect. We our basil grows into bushes.
Oh, yum.
Big, foot-high, foot-wide bushes. And every couple of years, you'll see the banana tree over there. That's a baby banana tree. But every couple of years, we will get bananas. It never gets warm enough for the entire stalk of bananas to ripen. But it's
cute.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You have a really beautiful hibiscus over there.
We have several over there. One of them, I'm not certain of the name, but its flower opens up in a deep orange early in the morning, and then throughout the day as it continues to open, it then fades to a pale yellow with purplish interior.
That's beautiful.
I think we saw those in Florida at the one place that grows them. And they can be pretty, the flowers can get really, really big.
They are.
But I think there's a name, it's like rum punch, or something to do with rum.
Oh, cool.
I'm just
works
thinking,
for me.
I just remember rum from when we were photographing them all, and I'm like, I think there was rum involved.
Cool.
I don't know why.
It could have been you just
Had some.
Had some?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody might have flavored your orange juice.
I don't know. Maybe it was the bananas, the bananas and the rum. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it is really beautiful. And you're also part of the Still in Business campaign is how we all connected.
Yes.
And everyone, this is really cool, stillinbusiness.com. And it's in with 2 N's. And it's really all these innkeepers across the country and around the world, like Italy, Canada is all involved, Germany. Letting people know that they are still here, and it started during the COVID pandemic. Maria Coder started it, an awesome publicist, really cool. She rocks.
Yeah, she does.
She rocks.
She's on it.
Yeah, she is, and I think it's really cool what she's done to put everybody on a website so people know that you're still here, and what you're doing to protect your guests, which you are. There's masks and all, like what you're saying with the seating and everything. Everything is super clean. I think that's really cool. But you're part of, so you guys did apple pie recipes for Apple Pie Day.
Yeah, we did.
And now there's this virtual garden tour, and it turned into, whatever she's doing, it always turns into something bigger, right?
She's an amazing woman. She really is.
Yeah.
Her whole thought process truly engages me because with the pandemic, many of us have tended to focus downward into what's happening here in our town and in our business, and how are we going to react and respond where we are. But Maria has a much broader view of the entire industry, and it was brilliant of her to reach out and say, let's show the world that we're still here.
Yeah, let's do this.
You can do business.
Yeah.
This immediate, everybody must stop everything they ever thought of doing. Really doesn't work.
It depends on where you are, how, I know when you came on the show the first time, we were talking about what you can do. I mean, there were people like, hey, we have a winery on the side, so you can just come pick it up. We're not totally shut down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are things, but she had Apple Pie Day where everyone's got recipes, and you can go on the website for that, but now you've got this virtual garden tour that turned into, it was supposed to be 1 ebook, and now it's 3 ebooks. So you're part of that too, which makes perfectly sense. Azalea Inn, and they have beautiful gardens.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
It's been the evolution of our property. Before we renovated the property immediately adjacent to us, that entire backyard was a vegetable garden.
Oh, okay.
The entire we turned it into a vegetable garden, and we practiced square foot gardening at the time. And square foot gardening, the concept is simply that rather than allow whatever you're growing to spread out, you keep it trimmed and grow it upwards. So we had tomato plants and a structure that we had built so that the plants, we tied the string to the top of these planks.
That's cool.
And we had more tomatoes than we knew. We grew okra. Have you ever seen an okra flower?
Oh, pretty.
They are beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, what an ugly little vegetable to come from such a beautiful flower.
Nancy.
And it tastes good.
Oh, well, you lost me on that one.
Oh, you got to eat fried okra, boiled okra. I'm a Yankee, but when I was 17, I went away to college in Mississippi. So that was an entire new world for me. And one of my friends said to me, and she was from Louisiana, and I cannot speak with her accent, but what she said to me was, oh, you like fried okra better. If you're going to eat that boiled okra, you need to eat that sitting down. It'll slide right through you.
Oh, well, that's about right.
Yes, it is. And so, yeah, I eat fried okra.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, like fried green tomatoes, fried
Yes.
okra?
Yes.
Oh, I love fried green tomatoes.
They're delicious.
Oh, my gosh.
And we had a ton of them back then.
Oh, man. But you've really developed this property into just, what I like is there's like all these little nooks and crannies, so social distancing, you know what you were talking about on the first interview.
It works for us because we've always tried to create small spaces.
Little intimate spaces, yeah.
For our guests to well, we're sitting around the fire pit, even though it's not lit. We're sitting around the fire pit.
Oh, I didn't know it was a fire pit.
Yes.
Hello,
Well,
fire pit.
Say hello.
Hello.
And this is one of the reasons I have the umbrella. Not just to protect us from the sun in the summertime, but in the winter, when guests are out here with this lit, that heat rises and the umbrella traps it.
Oh, wow.
So,
And you guys do get snow here.
well, not very often.
Okay, but it does
was-
get cold.
It gets cold. We probably
doesn't feel
have
like it.
8 to 10 freeze days a year, but we have a lot of days that dip into the 30s.
Well, right now we're in the heart of summer, and I know it gets warm, but it's not that bad at all.
My theory, totally unscientific and unfounded, is that since the shutdown and since people have been moving place to place, less airline traffic, less car pollution, all of that, that our ozone layer has begun to heal, and it is changing what we see.
I
It is
believe it.
highly unusual to be sitting out here at 10 o'clock in the morning in August and not be sitting here with a little spritzer to keep you cool and a fan.
Yeah.
Bird.
I know, she's like, bird.
Bird.
There's a bird right there.
Yeah.
I know. So,
He just, yeah.
you know, to me, it's beautiful. I mean, and the outside, look at that little birdie.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Every place we go, it's different. But the beautiful colors, it's lemon, like a lemon, butter lemon color. It's bright and cheerful, the building
I like
itself.
it a lot.
And I want to talk about the different rooms, but it goes with your Bath and Body products, which totally rock.
Thank you.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I feel all like lemony, refreshed and good. It woke me up.
Well,
And
that's
And you have
part
good
of
coffee for
giving
that,
the
too.
experience.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? One of the things when we first opened the B&B in 2005, my younger son is in, he's super proactive in, way back then, if you think about this, 15 years ago, his degree is in sustainable economics.
Oh,
so,
cool, yeah.
among other things. But what he did when he came here, he said, we had come from California where we recycle. He goes, Mom, do you recycle? And I went, no, they don't recycle here. He got on the phone and he found somebody that brought me containers, and they would come and pick them up every week. Okay? I had paper, I had cardboard, I had glass, I had styrofoam, I had cans, all these containers lined up. And so we began recycling before the city of Savannah began recycling. But what that also led to was the little containers you find in most hotels.
All those little plastic bottles.
All those little plastic landfills. And so we began doing a little bit of research on what do we do? How can we offer a product that looks good, that is good, and how do we cut down on our footprint? And we found a company that makes dispensers that you can mount on the wall, but they also custom made labels to put on these, so when you're looking, you're just seeing a continuation of who we are.
Exactly.
Everything is custom blended, and what I truly love about these, I can sanitize every single one.
See,
Nice.
And that,
yeah,
and I'm not contributing to the landfill anymore.
Right.
And so that was the beginning of the different things that we've done. My husband's always worked in irrigation, in the water filtration, micro irrigation world. He's worked with farmers, so all of our landscape
I see.
is on drip irrigation. So everything gets watered the proper amount every day. I think he did that because I don't have a green thumb. And after
looks like
I
you do.
knocked off a few of his plants, he said, okay, it's time we put in the irrigation.
But it looks beautiful. I mean, and it is
Thank you.
comfortable. The rooms, I mean, it's spacious. This is what I love is when you go to a place that's historic. This is a historic bed and breakfast, historic building. Yet you've managed to keep the integrity of the building, the integrity of what Savannah is. I mean, this is a national historic district, right?
Yes.
We're in a national park, basically.
Yes.
And, in a way, and everybody have to go to Forsyth Park. It's really cool. But here, you've got internet that works. It's contemporary at the same time, like the shower's contemporary. The bed, really, did I have to get up this early? To go
Only
film.
because you asked.
I wanted to film the breakfast being made for everybody, for our audience, but I'm like, dude, this is a cool, comfortable bed.
Good bed.
Yeah, that is, the lodgings are comfortable
Yeah.
and yet spacious, How did you do all that?
It's not easy, and again, the evolution of the product that we offer and meeting needs as they change. In the beginning, there was light. In the beginning, we had armoires in all the rooms. Now, the purpose behind armoires was to house your clothing, hang your clothing, and they had drawers in them. But the reason you needed them is because there's no closets in old houses. So we had these great, big, massive, beautiful wooden pieces, but they pulled the life out of the rooms. They took up too much space. So we began exploring other ways. Some of the rooms we were able to modify to put in a modest closet. Some of them we have an open closet concept where the armoires are gone, but there are nightstands with drawers, and there's an open hanging rack. And the rooms just
They're like it's like so how many, let's go back to the beginning of this building has had many evolutions. It's it's been a home, it's been a double home, it's been a business. So how old is the home?
The home was built in 1885.
And it's haunted. Cool.
Well, yes. Yes.
Just a little. It's friendly.
They are. Miss Betty, our housekeeper, is the one that taught us how to deal with the ghost that is here, and how to ensure that ghosts, if we go anywhere else, how to ensure that other ghosts don't come back with us.
See, do you do the bubble effect? The spiritual bubble?
Well, Miss Betty says it's simple. All you have to do when you're in a house where you know there's a spirit is when you get to the door and before you go out, turn around and say thank you to the spirit for sharing their home, but remind them that that's where they live.
So they can't come with us.
Exactly.
But they might want to go to the next bed and breakfast in North Carolina. We could be carryers.
Oh my God!
Mask
It's not bad
on or
enough to
mask
have
off?
COVID. Now
No,
I got to put up
good,
with
it's
you,
spiritual
the
carriers.
ghost carrier.
Yeah, I know,
That'd be
really.
cool.
That's
Holy
funny.
moly, darling!
You know, but so way back when, and now it's a B&B, but it was a B&B starting in the 90s, early 90s.
In the early 90s, it first began its transition to a bed and breakfast. The first innkeepers owned it a little over 3 years, and they sold it with 6 rooms in place. We bought it 8 years after the second owners, and we bought it with 8 rooms in place. We added the 9th room, the one you stayed in last night, Cotton Exchange. And a couple of years in, the building next to us had always been for sale, but the first offer we put in on it was rejected. Well, they came to us at about year 3 and accepted our original offer.
She's got patience.
Well,
It made sense to have another property next to me. It didn't make sense to drive anywhere else to run a property.
Right.
So I was content. But when they came back and offered us the property, and they offered to be the banker,
Oh, wow, good.
because the market crashed
Okay.
right at the same time. And so there was nothing we could do. So what we did do is we upgraded the electricity in 4 rooms and moved into that huge house and lived in 4 rooms, which left our, where we were living on site, open to add to the revenue of the inn. So the inn, we bought it with 8, we added 9, we moved next door and made it 10.
I feel like running around and going, good night, John Boy. Good night, John Boy.
It feels like that sometimes.
Yeah, I bet.
So I tell people laughingly that when we bought the house next door, my commute to work doubled.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, really. A few
It did.
steps.
It doubled. And then when the banks in late 2013, early 2014 began lending money again, we began the renovation of that property, which meant we had to move out. I doubled my commute again. I moved across the street
Oh, well, there you
into
are.
a rental. And then when all that was done, I moved back and cut my commute in half.
There you go. All right. Pretty
So there's
soon
a
she will
plan.
own
There's a
the
plan
street.
for everything.
Well,
Yes.
okay, so now you're still doing more rooms, and we saw one yesterday.
Yes.
And some of these rooms are for extended stays.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's people when they come here, they have 2 choices, 3 actually. A traditional room at a bed and breakfast. We have our the renovation that we did next door. All of those properties are much bigger. All of those properties are much bigger, and
So those are ones that are more like the extended stay, the bigger ones?
yes, the bigger ones. And what happened is when we renovated, we were going to add more rooms. Then we changed our mind and thought, why don't we just have some vacation rentals? That was big. It was really hitting the market, and people were becoming aware of it. So we made 3 good-sized vacation rental units, and we renovated 1 floor for us to live in.
Okay.
And my husband had a man cave in the basement. I said had.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Bye-bye,
The
man
property
cave.
the part of the new room that we're renovating,
Yeah.
that was part of his man cave.
No more.
no more man.
But it's I like, now the floors are brick, and
Yes.
where did you see that?
That's really cool.
It is one of the many fascinating things about every building around here is we don't have basements. On any house that's built here, there is always the lowest level, which may be partially underground but never completely underground. And it's usually that way only because of the grade of the land here. We're on a bluff, and as you head south out of town, you're going downhill, even if you can't really tell that
That's
you are.
kind of usual.
You are, yes.
We tend to roll out of places, especially with all the pancakes.
Yes, well, if we can help round out your life, we will.
Well, we're doing quite a good job on our own, but thanks for adding.
You're welcome.
So this is neat, though. I mean, just the way the architecture, just the entire area walking around, all the buildings. Do a lot of people come here to just, architecture geeks,
and just to absorb the history, the architecture, the stories, the ghosts. We're supposed to be America's most haunted city.
Cool.
I'm coming back.
I want to see
I
ghosts.
told you would.
I know, but it's already happening.
One of the things architecturally, when we first came here, we set up architectural tours because my husband loves architecture, and I was kind of ho-hum, and I went on my first architectural tour, and I was hooked. I was hooked, and I remind people, they'll say, I'll just drive down to the river. Please don't drive. You miss all the beauty of Savannah. Because when you're driving, you certainly can't look up.
Yeah.
And you can't look in all of these hidden gardens
Yeah, I
around
know. There's
Savannah.
like all these little Nancy and I were, and people are putting statues, and I'm like, in one block, you wouldn't believe what you see. And
Yes.
I mean, when we're in a historic district, this is truly a historic district, and the trees. Oh my God, the trees! Seriously, massive. They must be. They're ancient beings.
They are 300, 400, 500 years old.
Wow.
The Candler oak, which is well known in Savannah history, it is a huge oak tree. I was going to say huge freaking oak tree, but I thought maybe that wouldn't be appropriate. So it's a huge. I just did.
You did.
It's a huge tree.
It's huge.
Huge. And it's just a block
It's
away.
Texas size.
The bird is going.
The bird is agreeing with you.
Yep. Well, he's smart. Smart bird. We have smart squirrels.
Oh, you do.
Oh yeah.
We do.
They if you sit out here too late, they throw acorns at you.
That's very nice. You see, there it is. I wanted to do the peanuts.
There
we'll
you
do
go.
acorns.
And that's why we put this up.
Okay, so now that one of your rooms is named after the oak as well.
Yes, live oak canopy. Now, live oaks stay green a good portion of the year, and they shed their leaves twice a year. So if you don't like to rake, don't plant live oaks. They push out. Well, look on the ground. You've got a whole bunch of baby acorns that are hitting the ground, and you'll see lots of brown leaves. It's just as it flushes, it pushes out.
Yeah, but that's nature.
Yes, it is.
It's nature giving you real mulch.
So it's you still got to clean it up.
I know.
All righty. So it's beautiful. When we come into our little backyard, it's like sitting in an oasis to us.
It is.
You can hear the cicadas around us.
That's awesome.
The birds. We have a fish pond around the corner too. So
And frogs.
yes.
We like the frogs. We like the froggies. We saw them yesterday. So there's a lot to do, and in walking distance, there's like a shuttle. Is the shuttle going now with COVID things happening?
Yes, it is. And it does require you to practice all your social skills that are packed into COVID.
Right.
Which means you're going to wear a mask. Our city actually has a mandatory mask. Our entire county has mandatory masks. Social distancing for gatherings of more than 10 people. And here at the inn, we have...
there went an acorn.
Yeah, there you go. They probably said I talk too much. We have hand sanitizers at every entry door. We have hand sanitizers in the common area. We keep one on our check-in guests so that guests can clean their hands when they're done using our pen.
Right.
And we also have, for the lack of a better word, an atomizer or a fogger. Every room gets a hospital-grade disinfectant spray down from ceiling to floor when a guest checks out. It takes about 15 minutes for that to do its job.
So, the fog. We go from the ghost to the fog.
Yes.
Have you seen the movie The Fog?
No.
Okay. The
Do I
Fog.
want to?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't
No,
know. I
I'll
think
start
you'd like
worrying
it.
about
no.
who's coming in on the fog.
The fog. The
Yeah.
fog. But yeah.
it allows us to hit every nook and cranny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and
really awesome.
For us, we also, the bed gets stripped and the entire mattress, everything, the entire bed frame,
Yeah.
and the shower, ceiling to floor.
And that's what I'm saying. It's super clean. That was
super clean.
when we walked in. We're like, okay, we can be fine here.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing. I think also the COVID thing has changed hospitality to be cleaner, to clean. We've had the most amazing stays in places, and we've also had an interesting collection of experiences.
The holy moly stays.
Yes, we've had some of those in our it's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that those will go away for people with COVID. You're not going to stay in business. You're not going to get
No.
away with it now. You can't. You've got to clean. You've got to do.
Yeah,
you got to do the laundry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Well, we have always maintained a very high standard of clean. I'm pretty OCD about those things. And I've had friends say to me, Teresa, I can't go stay anywhere else. I walk into a room and I start doing what I see you do when I come to visit.
Right.
And my answer to them is good. You have a higher expectation and you should ask for it.
yeah, exactly.
we try. I have a great team. We try to anticipate what our guests might need and get that need before they even get here.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have to say the hospitality part. Just even talking on the phone because we're like, "Hey, we're driving through now." She's like, "Come on, come on up," because we were driving up from Florida and coming in. It was just like, just even on the phone, you just felt like welcoming. You know what I mean? Very welcoming. Everybody has been super nice and, I mean, really nice. I mean, super fun. Not just nice. Fun.
The young lady that checked you in
Yes.
last night has only been with us 2 months part-time.
Wow. She's sweet and
Yeah.
she's into the murals. See, I have to bring this up. So
Okay.
everyone that comes here, you've got to have the mural
yes.
story. There's murals in the dining area and you must meet with Teresa and the staff to get the story behind the murals. Tells the history of Savannah, really,
It does.
and the history of the inn. And there's hidden treasures in the murals.
So that's fun.
So you must look at the murals. Very interesting, and I don't want to spoil that for people. I want them to
Okay.
come and see it, but it really is pretty cool. And it's all partly thanks to SCAD students.
Yes.
The SCADdies. Scadets?
No, I don't believe I've heard any of those phrases. You
Scadets.
hear? I'm a SCAD student.
Oh, excuse me.
I go to SCAD.
Okay.
I teach at SCAD.
The Scadian.
No, okay, SCAD students.
Yep.
Very cool. So that brings in, another tie-in, with the. So you've got to do that part. And the other thing you have to do when you get here, you check in, and then you got to have coffee in the morning out in front because that's local, right? You talk about sustainability.
Yep. Our coffee is locally roasted, and it's a great company at Savannah Coffee Roasters. The blend we use here is Dalfusky blend. Now, Dalfusky is an island.
I'm glad you get to say that.
It took a while to get it right. Yeah, to not stumble. It's like Trump law.
I know I was going to say that. Yeah, jump to the lawyers. No, but everybody when you see the mural,
Yeah.
you'll hear about that.
Yeah.
And so because that's really pretty cool what they did on that. But the coffee is good, and so is the sherry. Now listen, cream sherry. Last time we had that experience was in Santa Fe, New Mexico last year. The Inn of the Governors. Summer storm comes sweeping through, and 4 to 5 they serve 3 different sherries, and it's to show the European connection of history to Santa Fe, and you've got to look at the history of that. Don't send me emails about it, people. It's really quite fascinating what happens. So they tied that in with their cookie. They have a cookie that is biscochito. It's the state cookie.
Oh.
It's like a sugar cookie with anise in it.
Okay.
So they had a tasting, and next thing you know, everybody's staying at the inn. We're all sitting there. The storm's carrying on. We're all drinking sherry. Some of us had a few more. I don't know what happened, but we made friends, and they found out all our family gossip. All in 1 or 2 glasses of sherry.
1 or 2, huh?
Yeah, well, we were good.
Okay.
We had
That's
one.
what you counted.
Yes. We don't tell
Okay.
anybody anything. But the sherry part, like, that is something in England, South Africa, Kenya, that's been something that's been very traditional in hospitality. So you're just one of the few places we've ever experienced that in this country.
I happen to have, in my adult life, thoroughly enjoyed tasting wine. And sherry is fortified wine. And so I'm happy. I'm happy almost all the time. If I look sad, bring me a bottle of wine, a glass of wine. Bring me a glass of wine. See if I don't get more cheerful. What I'm waiting for is for to reach I hate these words, a different normal, a new normal, whatever you want to call it.
A social normal.
Post-COVID, because what we've suspended is our wine and social hour. We made appetizers. Well, that one you can't maintain the distance. And
when we call it wiggy. When wiggy's involved, people forget to behave.
Yes, they do.
And the social distancing gets closer and closer, and there's no one with a ruler.
Yes.
So we know that. That's what's hard, like, I think, for bars and restaurants.
Well, I think my arm is 3 feet long.
So you got 2.
So, then I can, as long as,
Oh, look at us, the circle of hope.
There we go.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that so that we can bring that back, because it was truly one of the
It's special.
great moments. Some days we'd put out wine and hors d'oeuvres, and people were still sitting there hours later laughing and talking and making plans.
That is, I've even seen hotels try to do it, like brand name hotels. One did it. It was in Louisiana, and the guy pouring the wine and beer, and it's like business people coming in, and it's a brand hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're really doing this at this, But he had moonshine. And he was selling it out of his car.
Yeah. It was so funny.
And he gave us, now you got to try this one, banana, cherry.
Oh.
Anyway, we were happy, and everybody was talking to each other. But I love that, because people are relaxed and they talk about their experiences. And it's kind of, I've always felt like, as a traveler at those social hours, that you learn from, your new friends, you make new friends, but they're like, oh, you've got to go see in this and this. Like, they become like
Valuable information.
And they're small tour guides.
Yes. That's it.
They're mini tour guides. Whatever fascinates them, they're going to share. And everybody here at the inn pays attention, because we might hear about an experience that is relatively new.
Right.
Or what happens with us is we make recommendations to our guests. Our guests get an email a couple of weeks ahead of arrival that tells them, here's our favorite restaurants and here's why. For each restaurant, here's our favorite tours: architectural, walking, trolley, ghost tours. We have a really good company, 2 of them actually, that give you a Black America tour, a Black History tour. And it's fascinating, and people should be going on it. But my point with that is you don't get on our list until we've done the tour.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And when we hear guests, because some do their own research and they say, oh, we went on. And then it's like, okay, so we'll call that tour company, say, we just heard about you. And then 1 or 2 or 3 of the staff will go on a tour, collaborate on their experience, and share it.
I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah, because that's how we are. Like, okay, we have marketing clients, right? And audiences, because some people try to book hotel rooms and RV spots or restaurant reservations with us. It happens because our phone number's there. But if we get complaints, we know, okay, something's wrong. What's happening? But we've had a very strict policy of that. And when our audience will let us know, which means that we have to be in very close contact with who we work with and partner with, because it I don't know, it makes us all operate from a higher level, because why should anybody waste their time or money? Honestly, at the end of the day, no matter what it is in business, why should anybody?
Yeah, our readers don't want to read about something in our magazine, then go try it and find out that it's not what we said.
Exactly.
That's
we
bad
just
for
don't put it in
everybody.
there. So when we have those experiences, I don't ever name names.
We just don't talk about
they just do not exist in our world.
Exactly.
But we do have really funny stories to tell, and we can't tell them. Well, we do.
we can
Like
in
5
the
years
book.
later, and we'll okay, I can't say where this was. I can't tell you where the moonshine was, because the guy was a cute little old man, and he was cool. I'm not going to bust his shine operation.
No.
Yeah, and you still
Come
have his
on.
number, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I knew it.
I'm into the shine, but it's all
Shining?
the shine.
That was at a hotel.
That was. They should sell moonshine. It was in Colorado, and in Colorado and Montana, they had women moonshiners.
Well, why not?
I know, that's really important to talk about.
I think it is. All the things that women do and have done.
Yeah. But here,
It is, but that social gathering is one of the things that is really missing. But we're interacting a lot more with the guests. We throughout the day now, because it's our job here at this time to keep up with every restaurant that's open. Most especially the restaurants that we recommend.
right.
Because they're relying on us. So we have to keep track of which ones are still open. People are reacting if someone in the restaurant becomes ill, the restaurant closes until that person comes back
Oh, wow.
negative. And so it could be open on Thursday and closed closed Friday to Monday while they wait for the results. But it's what we all have to do.
So you work together as a community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our mayor's been really good about being proactive about let's contain this monster.
Get it over
Yeah.
with. Yeah,
You
get
know.
it out. Get rid of it.
yes.
As a friend of ours
Yes.
says. Get rid of it. Like,
I'm done with it.
we're all done with
I'm
it.
over it.
Yeah, I'm totally
Yeah.
bored with
I want to take the mask and put it over certain people's mouths. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything.
Well, no. There are some people that still haven't learned to cover their mouth when they cough. That's what you meant.
Oh, I did.
You did.
I did.
I know you did. I can tell.
What is your website so everyone can come and learn more?
www.
Dot. It's not a comma.
I had to think.
It's not a comma.
Okay, it's not a comma. www.azalea-inn.com. But let me spell that because people get it wrong. Azalea-inn.com.
Azalea-Inn.com. Everyone, you got to come here.
flower.
It's a flower power place.
People still will call and say, do I have the Azalea Inn? That's how I know they're a marketer.
Oh,
Oh, a marketing call.
yeah.
A robocall.
Can I talk to Azalea, please?
Yes. I'm sorry, she passed away.
Oh,
She's in the mausoleum.
We're awful.
thanks for having us and for all the fun that we have.